Kobe Bryant once said to give anything but your best is to sacrifice your gift, and I've been playing basketball since I was 7 years old, so that quote has kind of always stuck with me. And basketball has been a very huge part of my life. I've put a lot of time, a lot of work into it, and it's kind of shaped me into the person I am today. Playing basketball has given me a very strong work ethic. It has allowed me to create meaningful bonds, and it's allowed me to create the most meaningful memories that I will keep forever, and I'll always cherish those. First, I'd say the most important thing that I can take away from basketball is the work ethic it gave me, because work ethic is important in like all areas of life, and I feel like playing basketball really pushed my work ethic to the max, and I know like I can do hard things. I always had to show up to practice. Even in high school, I'd say that was like the worst part, because there's practice every day after school, and you just get done with school and you'd be like, oh, I want to go home and take a nap. But I never allowed myself to do that, because I was committing to something, and why wouldn't I give that something my very best? And then I was always constantly fighting for a spot, whether it was playing travel basketball and I needed to make the national team that I wanted to make, or even high school if I wanted to start. You can't just lollygag around at practice and start. So that also made me put in a lot of extra work. It's not really necessary to play travel basketball in high school, but I'd say I always did it because I wanted to get better, and it gave me like a little outlet to work hard at. In addition to a very strong work ethic, it also allowed me to create very meaningful bonds. My best friend I played with since I was at like St. John's with like the little like co-ed basketball teams. I'm still friends with her to this day. She's one of my very best friends, and I wouldn't have had her if I didn't play basketball all along, because we were always on the same teams, always playing together. I also was able to create very meaningful bonds with coaches, and I feel like that's very special, because they will see me do or make other accomplishments in life, and they'll text me and be like, hey, like, it's just nice to know that you have someone there that's been there and watched you through the hardest times, which I feel like is very important, to just have like a role model or someone that's just there for you and that's seen you at a very vulnerable state, because sports can get emotional. And I was also able to connect with like a younger generation, with like coaching like youth camps and stuff, and then in return like they'd come to our games with like posters and stuff, which is super cute, and it's super nice to connect with younger people, because it's just like kind of seeing yourself in the sport again with how much they love it. And then basketball also helped me create the most like meaningful memories that I will always cherish. It took me places like Louisville. I've been there like 3 or 4 times for basketball, and then I also got to go to Disney for basketball a few years ago, and those are just memories I'll always remember, because they're just so special, and being able to like go to Disney with your team is a special memory, and I wouldn't have been able to do that without basketball. I also won a national championship playing basketball in Louisville, and I thought that was super cool, because not a lot of people get to say that they won a national championship. So that's like one of my, like, holding the trophies is one of my like favorite basketball memories, because it was my last year playing AAU, and it kind of felt like everything I ever did playing basketball like led up to that national championship. And also making memories, I got to play with my best friends throughout all of high school. Like my cousin and 2 of my really good friends were there since like our 7th grade Cardinal basketball team, so that was really fun. But overall, I would just say if you got the opportunity to play a sport, I would take it, because it's not just the wins and losses that define your sport. Basketball gave me a very strong work ethic. It allowed me to create meaningful bonds, and it just created memories that I'll be able to have forever. And I think that's more of a takeaway than wins and losses will ever be. And basketball just has kind of shaped me into who I am today.